Hey there, rock fans! Welcome to Lyric Secrets, the podcast where we dig deep into the words behind your favorite songs. Ever wondered what your favorite bands really meant with those cryptic lyrics? Well, you've come to the right place. Each episode will explore the stories, hidden meanings, and inspirations behind the iconic lyrics that shaped music history. Today, we're unpacking the meaning behind Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana. So plug in, turn up, and let's discover what's hidden between the lines.
All right, so you know how there are some songs that kind of just, well, they punch through all the noise, and they grab you, and they become so much bigger than just a song.
Yeah, they define a whole moment, right?
Absolutely, and like you can't escape them, they're everywhere.
Everywhere.
And that's what we're going to be talking about today and kind of diving deep into.
That's right.
And that is Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah, a classic, a total game changer. It really did feel like a seismic shift when it arrived.
And we're not just going to like hit play and listen to it. We're going to like go deep into all the elements that made the songs.
Yeah, let's dissect it.
Yeah, cultural landmark.
Totally. I mean, this isn't just a catchy tune, right? This is a genuine cultural artifact. And from the second it hit the airwaves, it felt like it was tapping into something much bigger. You know?
Absolutely.
The zeitgeist, the mood of the time.
Yeah.
We've really dug into a lot of material for this deep dive.
Yeah.
Insights from Cobain.com, critical analyses, all that good stuff.
All the deep cuts.
Exactly. And our aim is to give you a truly comprehensive picture of this song.
Yes.
From its origins to its lasting power, we're going to look at everything. The sparks of inspiration, those notoriously enigmatic lyrics, the musical structure, its explosive impact, and why it just refuses to fade away.
Yeah, it's 3 decades old and we're still talking about it.
It's amazing.
That's how you know it's really like made it.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's rewind back to 1991.
Okay.
Nevermind drops, and suddenly Smells Like Teen Spirit is everywhere.
Inescapable.
Yeah, it's inescapable. But where did it all begin? What were those initial seeds that kind of, bloomed into this sonic boom?
Right. Well, the very beginning actually goes back to early 1991 when Kurt Cobain was very consciously trying to, emulate the Pixies sound.
Okay, interesting.
He was totally captivated by their use of dynamic contrast, those quiet, almost whispered verses, and then bam, they explode into these incredibly forceful choruses.
Yeah, you kind of get lulled into this false sense of security. Exactly.
And then suddenly, it's like the sonic boom.
Totally. And it's funny because Cobain actually later on admitted that there was a similarity to Boston's More Than a Feeling. But, the final version of Smells Like Teen Spirit, it's got its own unique, undeniable character.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't mistake it for anything else.
Totally. Okay, now we can't talk about this song without talking about the title.
Right.
Smells Like Teen Spirit. It's so iconic.
Catchy, memorable.
Yeah, and the story behind it is just as interesting.
Oh, yeah, it's legendary. It involves a bit of late-night graffiti,
I've heard whispers.
Yeah, so Cobain had spent the evening with Kathleen Hanna of Bikini Kill.
Okay.
And, after a night out, she spray painted "Kurt Smells Like Teen Spirit" on his wall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Cobain at the time had no idea that Teen Spirit was the name of a popular deodorant.
Oh, no way. I know, right? A deodorant favored by his girlfriend, Toby Vale. He thought the phrase was some kind of, profound statement.
Wow.
About youth culture, like some revolutionary concept.
A revolution fueled by deodorant.
It's incredible, isn't it? It's this total misinterpretation, right?
Yeah.
But it actually ends up being the catalyst for this song.
Wow.
That becomes this massive anthem for anti-establishment sentiment.
Yeah.
The irony is just delicious.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And the song, before it was on Nevermind, I mean, they've been playing it live, right? It wasn't completely brand new when the album came out.
Yeah, you're right. The first documented live performance was actually in Seattle at the OK Hotel, April 17th, 1991.
Okay.
And it's actually really interesting to go back and listen to those early versions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the song was still evolving at that point.
Oh, cool.
You can hear subtle differences in the arrangement. Even Dave Grohl's drum pattern, that iconic beat, it wasn't fully formed yet. So, it's really cool to hear that evolution, that process of the song kind of coming together.
Yeah, it's like a peek behind the curtain.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about the music, but let's dig into the lyrics. Smells Like Teen Spirit. Those lyrics are famously open to interpretation.
They really are. It's part of what makes the song so enduring, I think.
And Cobain, he didn't exactly make it easy for us, did he? He wasn't handing out lyric sheets with explanations.
Not at all.
Mm.
He was very much a stream of consciousness kind of writer, especially with this song.
Mm.
He'd just put these seemingly random phrases together, like creating this almost dreamlike collage of images.
Right.
And then on top of that, he was very hesitant to offer any definitive explanation.
So it's up to us to figure it out.
In a way, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the song's strengths, honestly. It lets each listener connect with it on a personal level, project their own meanings onto it.
It's like a mirror reflecting whatever you bring to it.
Exactly. I mean, take that line, "Here we are now, entertain us."
Yeah.
It's become such a huge, almost cynical catchphrase for a generation.
It really has.
How do you see people interpreting that line?
Well, you're right. It's become almost like a cynical anthem.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people see it as this commentary on youth apathy. You know, this feeling of like demanding constant distraction, stimulation.
Yeah, like a sense of entitlement almost.
Right, exactly. Others interpret it as a critique of media consumption, or even the whole performer-audience dynamic.
Oh, interesting.
This expectation that we should constantly be entertained.
Yeah. Always on, always performing.
Exactly. But then the funny thing is, Cobain himself said that it was something he used to say sarcastically at parties
Oh,
when he felt awkward, like a deflecting icebreaker.
Oh, wow. That's so interesting.
Isn't it? So this, seemingly profound statement was actually just this personal offhand remark that he made.
Wow.
But it resonated with so many people on this deeper level. And it became this, rallying cry.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Yeah.
then we have the opening lines.
Okay.
Load up on guns, bring your friends. It's fun to lose and to pretend. I mean, that's pretty unsettling right from the start.
It is. There's this really jarring contrast there, isn't there?
Yes.
Linking violence with fun.
It's dark.
It is. And I think it speaks to this sense of profound boredom.
Yeah.
This restless energy that a lot of young people feel. They're looking for an outlet,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's potentially self-destructive.
Right. And that line about pretending, I always felt like that hinted at a sense of not being genuine.
Right, exactly. Like feeling lost, unsure of who you are, like you're wearing a mask.
Mm.
And that ties into the next line, right? That pre-chorus, "I feel stupid and contagious."
Right, which is teenage angst in a nutshell.
Absolutely. It captures that feeling of alienation, the self-doubt, the awkwardness of being a teenager perfectly.
But contagious is an interesting word to use there. What do you think he meant by that?
I think it could be interpreted in a couple of ways. One way is that it speaks to how these youth movements, trends, they spread like wildfire.
Okay.
This shared feeling of being in this confusing, rebellious space together.
Right, like a collective energy.
Exactly.
Okay, now let's tackle those really enigmatic lines.
All right, here we go.
A mulatto, an albino, a mosquito, my libido. What in the world was going on there?
Ah, yes, the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
This has been debated endlessly,
Mm.
And the truth is, Cobain never gave a straight answer.
Classic Cobain.
Right. And I think that was intentional. He wanted to leave it open to interpretation.
Keep us guessing.
Exactly. Or maybe he just liked the absurdity of it. I mean, some people think it's about diversity.
Okay.
Mulatto, albino, representing these contrasting identities.
Yeah.
And then you've got the mosquito, which could be seen as this annoying, persistent thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then my libido, representing these primal urges.
That makes sense.
Others see it as just pure nonsense, wordplay, contributing to that overall feeling of identity confusion.
Right.
Or maybe even a little dig at the idea that lyrics always have to have some deep meaning.
Maybe he just liked how the words sounded together.
Maybe.
And it's interesting how the album title, Nevermind, kind of echoes that feeling of apathy from the chorus, doesn't it?
It totally does. Oh, well, whatever, never mind.
Yeah.
It's so Gen X, isn't it?
Totally.
This resignation, this detachment, even in the middle of all this raw energy.
Mm-hmm.
And the album title, Nevermind, it just reinforces that central sentiment.
It's like a shrug.
Exactly.
Okay, so the lyrics are this blend of personal angst, and then just seemingly random phrases.
Right.
But musically, what makes this song so powerful, it's not just, teenage angst and distortion pedals.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, on the surface, the musical structure is pretty simple.
Okay.
It's a repeating four-chord progression. F, E, Ab, D in standard tuning.
Okay.
But the magic is in how they use that simple framework.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about those dynamic shifts, going from quiet to loud, whisper to a scream.
Yeah.
It's like building tension and then releasing it. You have those quiet verses almost mumbled, and then the chorus just explodes.
And Dave Grohl's drumming on this track is instantly recognizable.
Oh, absolutely. Iconic.
Yeah, that opening beat alone is just
Legendary. It's etched in rock history.
It's so powerful, so precise. It propels the whole song forward.
It does. And it's not just about power. It's about how he builds the intensity. He's a master of dynamics.
And Krist Novoselic's bass lines, they're often overshadowed, but they're so crucial to the song's sound.
They are. They provide this solid foundation, this rhythmic anchor, but they're also melodically interesting, especially in the verses, where the bass is really carrying a lot of the weight.
And the tempo is perfect, right? Driving, but not chaotic.
It's right around 116 beats per minute.
Okay.
It gives you that sense of forward momentum, but it's not too rushed. It lets those dynamic shifts really hit you.
Right.
And that quiet, loud dynamic, that's a clear nod to the Pixies, like we talked about.
Yeah.
But Nirvana takes it to another level. It becomes this like visceral representation of those fluctuating adolescent emotions.
It's like a sonic roller coaster.
Exactly.
And it's interesting because even though Kurt wasn't like a formally trained musician,
Right.
there's almost like a theoretical basis to the song's sound, right?
There is.
Like being in F minor, that key often evokes a feeling of melancholy.
Yeah, that minor key adds a darkness, a tension.
Which totally fits with the lyrical themes.
It does.
So they have this incredibly powerful song, and then it's time to record it.
Right.
Tell us about the recording process for Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Well, it was recorded in May 1991
Okay.
at Sound City Studios in Van Nuys, California,
Okay.
during the Nevermind sessions. And Butch Vig, the producer, his role was absolutely critical in shaping the final sound.
So what were some of the key things that Butch Vig did to bring that sound to life?
Well, he was really focused on capturing the full dynamic range of the band.
Okay.
For the drums, he used a lot of different microphone techniques,
Oh, cool.
like placing mics further back in the room to get the natural ambience of Sound City.
I've heard that studio is legendary.
It is. And for Kurt's guitar, he also used a mix of close mics and room mics to get the full force and texture.
And speaking of Kurt's guitar, his gear was a big part of that iconic sound, right? Like that Mustang he played.
Yeah, his 1969 Lake Placid Blue Fender Mustang with a Seymour Duncan Hot Rails pickup.
Wow.
It gave him that heavier, more aggressive tone.
Okay.
And he had a modified bridge for better tuning stability.
Smart.
Oh, and of course the Boss DS1 distortion pedal. That was essential for that raw, overdriven sound.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't forget the electro-harmonic small clone chorus.
Oh, right.
That's what gives the guitar that swirling, almost psychedelic feel in the pre-choruses.
Okay, so we've got the drums, we've got the guitars. What about the vocals? How did Butch Vig approach recording Kurt's vocals?
Well, to get that really huge sound in the chorus,
Yeah.
Vig convinced Kurt to double-track his vocals. So he sang the same part twice, and they layered them together.
Okay.
It creates this really thick, powerful sound.
Makes sense.
Now, initially, Kurt was a bit hesitant to layer multiple guitar tracks.
No, really?
Yeah, maybe it felt too produced for him. But Vig managed to persuade him, saying that layering the guitars in the chorus would create this massive wall of sound.
And it totally does.
Oh, yeah. It's epic.
Okay, so now I've got the sonically amazing track.
Right.
But then there's the visual element, the music video. It was a phenomenon in itself.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so tell me about that.
Well, it was directed by Samuel Bayer. He was a relatively unknown director at the time.
Okay.
And the video was filmed at Culver City Studios in August of 1991. The basic concept was this high school pep rally,
Okay.
but it descends into chaos.
I love that.
It's a perfect visual metaphor for the song's themes of rebellion, disillusionment. You've got those cheerleaders with the anarchy symbols, the students going wild in the mosh pit, even that weird janitor character.
So it's so iconic.
And I think part of the reason Bayer was chosen is because his style was kind of rough around the edges. It fit with the band's aesthetic.
It felt authentic.
Exactly. They didn't want something slick or overproduced.
It's like a raw energy.
Totally.
Yeah.
And they actually used real fans as extras, which added to that authenticity.
Oh, cool.
Visually, it's so distinct, right? That grainy, desaturated look.
Yeah, it feels almost like a documentary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That muted color palette, the handheld camera work, it all adds to that raw feel. And Kurt was really involved in the editing process,
Oh, wow.
making sure it matched his vision for the song. And, that visual style was hugely influential in the 90s.
Yeah, a lot of music videos tried to copy that look.
They did. And, of course, Kurt's look in the video, that
Mhm.
striped shirt, the messy hair, it became iconic.
Oh, yeah.
It really defined the grunge aesthetic.
It did. And the video's impact was immediate, right? It won MTV awards. It became like the visual representation of grunge.
Totally. It won 2 MTV Video Music Awards in 1992. But beyond the awards, it was just constantly on MTV. It brought Nirvana and this whole grunge scene to a massive audience.
It was a game changer.
It was.
So the song drops, the video drops, and the reception was, well, it was huge.
It was huge. Critics were blown away.
Yeah.
They immediately recognized the power, the cultural significance, and on the charts, it did incredibly well, especially for an alternative rock song at the time.
Yeah, it peaked at number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But the impact on music was even bigger than that.
I mean, a lot of people consider this song to be the moment when popular music really shifted.
I think that's fair to say. It's like David Frick wrote, "It wiped the lingering jive of the 80s off the pop map overnight. It brought alternative rock to the forefront."
And it pretty much ended hair metal.
It did. It opened the doors for so many other bands that were outside the mainstream. And it wasn't just in the U.S., it was global.
Yeah, it was huge internationally.
It reached the top 10 in tons of countries. It helped Nevermind become this massive album, even surpassing Michael Jackson.
Yeah, which is a pretty big deal.
It was a real changing of the guard.
Yeah.
And the legacy of this song, it just continues to grow.
I mean, it's consistently ranked among the greatest songs of all time.
By everyone, Rolling Stone, NME, it's in the Grammy Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And it's still being covered, parodied.
Yeah, even Weird Al Yankovic did Smells Like Nirvana.
Exactly. It shows you how deeply embedded it is in our culture.
And it really did democratize rock music in a way, didn't it?
It did.
It showed that you didn't need all the fancy production, the big image to connect with a huge audience.
Right. Raw, authentic expression could resonate with people.
Yeah.
And it opened the door for so many other alternative bands.
So we've talked about the impacts, but I'm curious, what was Kurt Cobain's own perspective on Smells Like Teen Spirit? It sounds like he had a complicated relationship with it.
He did. It was definitely a mixed bag for him. I mean, on one hand, he was proud of the song.
Yeah.
He even said he set out to write the ultimate pop song, by using that Pixies formula. But then, as it blew up, he became really conflicted about its popularity.
It sounds like he wasn't very comfortable with the whole voice of a generation label.
No, not at all. He hated that. He was really reluctant to explain the lyrics. He downplayed their meaning. He just didn't want that kind of scrutiny.
I can understand that.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And as the song got bigger and bigger, his feelings about it got more complicated. He knew it was responsible for the band's success, but he also felt like it overshadowed other songs he'd written.
That makes sense.
He even started to resist playing it live sometimes.
Oh, wow.
He'd refuse or give these half-hearted performances.
So it became a bit of a burden for him.
In a way, yeah. And he was also worried about the kind of audience the song was attracting.
Oh, how so?
Well, he had very strong beliefs about equality, social justice.
Mm-hmm.
And he was concerned that the song might be attracting people who didn't share those values.
Like people were misinterpreting the message.
Right. And that's one of the reasons why he included that very explicit message against hate in the liner notes of their next album, In Utero.
It's like he was trying to clarify his stance to make sure people understood where he was coming from.
Exactly. It's a classic example of the tension between an artist's intention and how the public receives their work.
Absolutely. And speaking of the fans, there have been some special releases and reissues of Smells Like Teen Spirit and Nevermind over the years, haven't there?
Oh yeah, tons. The original single had some great B-sides, like Even in His Youth and Aneurysm. Those are essential listening for any Nirvana fan. Then for the 20th anniversary of Nevermind in 2011, they released a super deluxe edition. It had remastered versions of the album, unreleased mixes, live recordings, and those Devonshire mixes produced by Butch Vig.
Those are cool.
Oh, yeah. And for the 30th anniversary in 2021, they released an even bigger edition with even more unheard material, like early demos and alternate takes.
So for diehard fans, there's a lot to explore.
Absolutely. And of course, the original vinyl pressings, especially the limited editions, those are highly sought-after collector's items.
It Smells Like Teen Spirit. It's more than just a song at this point.
Oh, it's a cultural landmark.
It's a piece of history. It marks this really significant moment when alternative rock broke into the mainstream and changed the course of music.
It's a turning point. And for Nirvana, it's this really complex legacy. You brought them global fame, but it also created a lot of internal pressure and conflict.
It's a double-edged sword.
It is.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think it's a testament to the power of authentic musical expression. 3 decades on, it still resonates with people. It speaks to that feeling of alienation, that need to rebel. It's become this timeless anthem.
It's more than just a hit song. It's a cultural touchstone.
Absolutely.
Well, this has been a really fascinating deep dive into Smells Like Teen Spirit. We've uncovered its origins, explored those ambiguous lyrics, analyzed the music, delved into the iconic video, and traced its legacy as both an anthem and a turning point in music history.
It's been a journey.
Hopefully you, our listeners, now have a deeper understanding of this amazing song.
I hope so.
And it really makes you think, doesn't it? I mean, this song is all about anti-establishment sentiment, but it became this massive mainstream hit.
Right.
So what does that say about the nature of rebellion? Can you really rebel against the system if the system embraces you?
It's a question that Smells Like Teen Spirit continues to raise.
Yeah.
And it's one that's still relevant today.
Absolutely.
It keeps people talking, debating, interpreting.
That's the mark of a truly great song.
I think so.
It stays with you, it makes you think, it sparks conversation.
And that's what Smells Like Teen Spirit does.
It definitely does.